So now that you know exactly how a great opt-in offer is constructed for an indie musician, now we're going to get down your sales letter. Now, you may be thinking, why do I need a sales letter? Am I mailing people? Am I writing to people? This isn't actually going to go into a direct mail letter or a email necessarily. And I want to explain this to you in the right context because sales letters are an incredibly important marketing asset. Dates back to the times of direct mail when pretty much all marketing, direct response marketing was done by just mailing people. And you would write, a multi-page sales letter explaining your offer to the right people, mail it out, measure the response that you got from it, adjust your copy based on, whether it was working or not, adjust your offer. And so sales letters are a cornerstone of great direct response marketing. And whether or not you're ever going to use a sales letter, it's important to write one. It can inform everything about the creation of your eventual products, the way that your business runs, how you communicate to your audience. So whenever you have a new offer, whether it's a free offer or your album or anything that you do plan on offering, a membership, anything, you want to create a sales letter for it. Oftentimes, you're going to want to create the sales letter for it before you actually create the product. And that might seem a little backwards, but it actually makes total sense because your sales letter is going to be the best way that you can communicate your offer to your audience. And oftentimes when you're writing it, you will create a better offer than you're actually trying to sell. You want to pack in, you'll know based on whether or not you have a compelling sales letter if your offer is right. So it's better to try to write a compelling sales letter and let that determine what goes into your offer rather than the other way around. So I instruct pretty much whether it's I'm marketing for tech companies or I'm teaching an indie how to market, I'm always recommending let's build the sales letter for the offer first thing. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to build your sales letter. Now I have created this indie opt-in letter template. It comes with two parts. Number one, we have a flow, which is these are the steps that you need to take, the things you need to communicate in sequential order, okay? Number two, we have an actual template where I have typed out some copy and then I put brackets for you to just swap in your own information. Here's what I don't want you to do. I do not want you to use the indie opt-in letter template. I want you to use it as an example for how someone might communicate the flow. But I want you guys to use the flow and your own voice and your own language and your own understanding of your art and your audience to communicate and create your own sales letter. So you can totally fill in the blanks on this just to get practice at first and then read it and understand how it's constructed and then go write your own from scratch using the flow. But I don't want you to start mailing out or using a sales letter or creating copy just with this template. This template is in my language. I also petitioned the help of a fellow marketer and great copywriter who helped me kind of construct this over the last couple days. And it's got all the emotional triggers that we wanted. It communicates everything that we want to communicate, but it is in my language and to some degree his language. It's not in your language. And whatever it gains in how it's constructed, it will almost automatically lose that if it doesn't fit the voice of the person using it. So while you may get, a little bit more expert use of the emotional triggers and what you want to say and how you want to say it, you're going to lose all that value if you just copy it because it won't be in your voice. So that's kind of my disclaimer. Don't use the opt-in letter template just one-to-one. And then let's go over the flow so that you guys know exactly how you want to do this. So number one, you want to identify with your audience. You can totally start with a salutation, hi, I'm Circa. But then you want to connect with your audience and dog whistle them out. Dog whistle is a term that means call them out in the copy, in your own unique way. So it's something that not a lot of other people hear, but if they're the right person, they'll hear it. That's dog whistling. So I like to dog whistle the audience in the first bit of the copy. And for an indie musician, with your opt-in offer, you kind of know who they are already. They came to your opt-in offer because you had the right targeting on them because they've already consumed some of your music. So you can call that out. There's three things I like to call out. Number one, what are they into? So I might say, hi, I'm Circa. If you're reading this, it's because you, like me, you grew up on soul music and blues music and music that nobody else thought was cool. And you wish that there was still the Otis Reddings and the Temptations and the Sam Cookes, making music. That's just not the case anymore. And like me, you want to bring soul music back, right? So that might be my dog whistle for what they're into, or how they came across you is another option. So you might say, if you're reading this, it's because you already watched, my video, you listened to some of my music, and you said, you know what, I like this. Because they wouldn't be on this page or reading any of your copy if that weren't the case. You can use that. Or why they're paying attention, which is, if you're reading this, it's because you like X musical genre and you heard my music and it reminded you of your favorite artists, right? So these are three, examples you can use. I would use a maximum of like 2 to 3. Don't try to get creative and throw more in there. You don't really need much copy here. Number 2, you want to briefly explain your story so far. So in the template, it says, in the year you started making music, I began, making music because I want to be a voice for people like you and I. You might say, for me, I might say, when I was 12 years old, I decided that I wanted to create the music that I love so much. I was a huge fan of Otis Redding and James Brown. And so I started making soul music. And since then, it's been so hard, So I explained the difficulties I'm facing. After this many years of struggling and, trying to share my music and find more people like me, I got fed up with, whatever it may be, whatever is the struggle you're facing and why you're choosing to do this unique type of offer. And then you explain your story. Number 3, you explain the wall between you and your listeners. I got fed up with not being able to communicate with the people who are like me, not being able to find all the other soul fans out there and kind of form a community and say soul music is not dead and what it's been turned into is kind of not at all what we want. So I would start to connect with them by explaining how we're disconnected. I want to find that connection, but it's just not there. So there's a wall there. And then number 4, you want to explain how you intend to break it down. How are you going to break down the wall? I decided I'm just going to go out there and create a community around soul music, and then I'm going to release soul music and promote great soul music wherever it exists in the world and kind of bring it back. That might be my breaking down the wall. It should be tied into your offer. So your offer is, free music and bonuses and direct communication. So you're breaking down the wall by opening up those communication lines, right? Number 5, you want to mention the unique and historic nature of what you are attempting. And this is huge. You are trying something out that not a lot of other people would try out or ever have tried out, okay? You want to communicate that. You say, I'm taking a bit of a risk here. I was told not to do this maybe, or some people might think this is silly. But I think that if we do break down these walls, if I just give you the music or if I give you this experience, that I will get X results or that we can change things. And then number 6, you want to explain the journey. So now you're getting into explaining the offer, okay? So you're going to say, so as a result of this wall and how I want to break it down and how I kind of want to change things, I'm going to take you on this journey. Okay, that's number 6. You want to get them into, this isn't just, give me your email and I'm going to give you some free songs. Here's what we're going to do together. And that can be multiple different things. Whatever your why is, it has to fit the journey. So you're taking them on this journey so that you guys can talk back and forth and develop, a relationship. Whatever it is, whatever thing you're trying to change, this should go into number 6, explaining your journey. Number 7, you're going to want to explain what they will get. What is your main offer? So for a lot of us, it's going to be, you're going to get my whole latest album in the highest quality for free. If you're doing like a 5-day video series with a different song every day, you might say, we're going to visit these songs and, talk about them, and I'm going to play them directly for you. And then I'm going to take your opinion on them, and you're going to tell me what you like and what you don't like. And I'm going to use that to create my next thing. Whatever your offer is, you're going to explain the meat of it here. And then number 8, you're going to explain the bonuses around your offer. So not only am I giving you that, but we are going to live stream this, and this, I'm going to give you my whole album for free, physical copies signed. That might be a bonus. Whatever your bonuses are that you're building value around your offer, mention them here. And then you can save one, especially if you've got a free plus shipping offer for your PS. But that's an optional thing. You can either mention them all here or save one for number 13, your postscript bonus. And then number 9, emotionally incentivize their participation. This is how I did it with my buddy in this copy. I said, this is an experiment, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm taking a big leap of faith with my music career, and I'm betting on people like you. I believe that if I open the doors and not throw up this wall between us, it will be a million times better than the way that the music industry typically does things. I want to change the way I approach my music and you. So against the recommendation of many industry experts and friends, I'm going to, take you on this journey. I hope that you'll be an important part of this experiment. Help me make it better and help me prove everyone else wrong. So what I did there was I gave them an emotional reason to participate. There's all types of things going on here. Number 1, it's experimental. So it kind of calls out the adventurous side of this person. I don't know how it's going to turn out. So there's potential calamity, potential success. There is a loop opened. I don't know how it's going to turn out. You got to kind of follow along to watch. I'm taking a big leap of faith. I'm putting my neck out on the line. And I'm betting on you. That is also getting you emotionally involved. See how this kind of works? You're just hitting them with reasons why they should participate. And then I believe that if I open the doors and not throw up this wall between us, it's going to be better than how the music industry typically does things. That might enact their rebellious nature or their want to change the situation of things. And then I want to change the way I approach my music and you. So against the recommendations of many industry experts and friends, that also enacts rebellious nature. And then I hope you'll be an important part of this experiment, meaning that this is an ongoing thing that's about to happen and it can't really happen without their participation. Help me make it better. I want you to be involved. And then help me prove everyone else wrong. Once again, rebellious nature. So we're hitting all different types of emotional triggers here. You can do the exact same thing. You want to figure out why would someone give a shit? And that's the emotion of it. And you want to communicate that in number 9. Emotionally incentivize their participation. Tie them actually taking the offer to certain emotions. So whatever it is that they might want or that conclusions you can draw about your audience, put it right there. And then number 10, show your humanity. You don't have to do this. This is something I do in every bit of copy that I ever write. If it's a big sales letter, I want to tell people, hey, the fact that you're here and reading this, I appreciate that so much. And even if you don't take X offer, I want to tell you why I appreciate you and thank you. A lot of marketers don't do that. They kind of they're like, take this fucking offer. But I want to show them, hey, no pressure. I want to show them my human side and just say, no pressure, and thank you so much for listening up until this point. Even if you don't come with us, I want to say you mean a lot, and you're the reason that I'm able to continue doing this. So kind of thank them for the support before they even give it to you. I think that's really important. I find it really important to kind of connect and break through all the marketing, sales minded stuff and just kind of give people an opportunity to say, this is a cool guy. I like the cut of his jib. And then number 11, you want to do your final call to action, whatever it is. Sign up below, register, request an invitation to the experience below. Whatever it is, final CTA. Then number 12, you put in your signature, sincerely, this band name or your artist name. And then number 13, if you saved a bonus for later, you can put that in the postscript. P.S. If, for the first 100 people participating in this, I'm going to give you a free CD. All you have to do is pay for shipping. Just tell me where to ship it on the next page, right? That's a great way to sort of get them off the fence at the end. So that is the Indie opt-in letter template. What you guys are going to go do now is if you want a dry run of it, you can fill in the blanks with this Indie opt-in letter and then go back, look at the flow, look at what you wrote, and make it your own voice. Write your own from scratch using the flow. And then in the next lesson, we're going to talk about how we're actually going to use this sales letter. We're not just going to use the whole thing. We are going to take out chunks of it and use them in different places. And we're going to go deep into how to actually construct the page for your opt-in offer. So follow along with us, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson.